So Rivian stock's been doing very well over the past couple of days and really over the past month. Listen to this, guys. Let me actually pull up these screenshots on my phone. Maybe I'll put them up here on the screen. Rivian in the past 5 days alone. Are you guys ready for this? It's up over 54%, and it gets even crazier. In the past month, guys, listen to this. Actually, wait, before I give you that number, year to date, Rivian's up 34%, and in the past month, it is up over, are you guys ready for this? 78%. You heard that right. It is up over $10, almost $11 per share in the past month, up almost 80%. So in this video, we're going to break down Rivian, what's going on with the company, why is the stock running, we'll break down the charts, some numbers, financials, all that good stuff. It's going to be a jam-packed video, so if y'all find value, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. And of course, don't forget to get your free money for Moomoo, the sponsor of today's video, up to 15 stocks, each up to $2,000, and you also get a free share of either Google stock or Tesla stock, depending on how much money you deposit, which that part of the promo is limited time. So check out all the details linked down below, and we'll talk more about that later. And with that being said, cheers, guys. Let's talk about Rivian. So like I said, guys, Rivian stock is up over the past month almost 80%, and just in the past couple of days, since last Monday, just 6 days ago, it is up over 50%. So you guys can see here on the 5-day, 5-minute chart, Rivian was at $15.78 last, when was that? Actually, that wasn't on Monday. That was on, I believe that might have been, obviously not this past Friday, but the Friday before that. Either way, it was at $15.78, and on Monday, this past Monday, it was at roughly $17 in the pre-market, and you guys can see on Friday, we ended up closing at $24.70. We're pretty much now in the mid-20s, and on Friday, this stock went up over 14%. So no doubt about it, if we're looking at Rivian, it is crushing it over the past couple of days, past couple of weeks, and here on the 4-hour chart, no doubt about it, it is reversing, right? We're above the moving averages, we're at multi-month highs. Not only did we take out the highs from, June, May, April, we also completely cleared above the highs from, I believe, January and February, heading into March as well. So this thing is completely reversing, on fire. Let's break down why fundamentally this is happening and what the heck's causing this breakout. Let's break that down right now. First, let me make my face a little bit smaller. There we go, guys. Bear with me here. Let me actually pull this up. So this is straight from Rivian's investor relations. And by the way, guys, if you want to see any company's financials that's publicly traded, you want to see the press releases, everything about the company, all you have to do is go to Google or whatever search engine you use, type in the company followed by investor relations, and then this will pop up. It'll be the first link that usually pops up. So this is Rivian's investor relations, and what is causing this pop, you may ask? Well, take a look at this. And honestly, I should have made this video a couple of days ago, but better late than never, as they say, guys. So we can see right here that Rivian ended up announcing on Monday that production totals for the quarter ending June 30th came in at 13,992 vehicles at its manufacturing facility in Normal, Illinois, and they delivered 12,640 vehicles during the same period. So that actually beat the analysts' expectations. I believe they were expecting, if I remember correctly, 11,900 vehicles being delivered. Let me actually pull up the screenshots because I made a TikTok about this yesterday. Make sure to go follow me on TikTok, by the way, guys, at Stas Talk Stocks. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Threads at StasSurfS or Stas Talk Stocks. You'll find me on all the platforms, guys. Go shoot me a follow. I believe the estimate here, where the heck is it? Yeah, actually, no. They were expecting 11,000 deliveries for the quarter, guys. So we came in at 12,640, and that is up 59% from the previous quarter, guys. Previous quarter, not last year, but from the previous quarter, which is unbelievable. Honestly, unbelievable here for Rivian, and that's really the fundamental reason why the stock is exploding. I mean, you guys can see this news came out on Monday. The stock was at 17 on Monday. I mean, you guys can see this news came out on Monday. The stock was at $17 on Monday, and on Friday, it went up to the mid-20s. That is what ended up moving the stock. And coming down here a little bit more, guys, these figures remain in line with the company's expectations, and it believes it is on track to deliver on the 50,000 annual production guidance previously provide it. So they didn't raise guidance tremendously, but they didn't cut it either. They're actually reiterating the guidance, which is great, on top of, again, that absolutely wonderful beat on the deliveries here. And I've always said on this channel, guys, although Rivian, it's very risky long term because it's still in the starting phases, I believe in the next couple of years, this is going to be one of the bigger competitors to Tesla, especially on the SUV and pickup truck side of things. Let me actually show you guys here what we have going on with Rivian in terms of their vehicles, right? We have the R1T, which is this pickup truck that you guys have probably seen, and I've always been critical of the headlights of this pickup truck, but I'm not gonna lie, guys, the headlights have been growing on me, and this thing's pretty sick. I mean, it's more of a traditional looking pickup truck as opposed to Tesla's, Cybertruck, which is completely from like a sci-fi movie. Not crapping on it. I think it's actually really cool. But not everybody has that taste yet, in my opinion, for the Cybertruck. So Rivian kind of fulfills the market of, a more traditional looking pickup truck. Of course, it's electric. It's got all those perks, and it looks pretty dang cool. Probably the most, the nicest looking pickup truck, at least on the traditional side, at least in my personal opinion. And mind you, this is coming from somebody that does not have a pickup truck. So all you guys out there that probably have a pickup truck, you're looking at me like I'm freaking crazy. You're like, Stas, what the heck are you talking about? Go get the Ford Lightning, which the Ford F-150 Lightning, that's another good one that's going to be a beast competitor to not only Rivian, of course, but also Tesla. So they're all going after this market. And of course, we have the R1S, which I guess is their version of the SUV, or, it's an SUV, obviously. This is pretty sick. I mean, come on, guys, look at that. That is really nice. And of course, it looks nothing like the Model Y, the Model X. Is completely different. That's why I really like Rivian. It's not like they're one of these companies that is completely copying Tesla in terms of the appearance. I mean, we've seen some, newer models of EVs or just newer hybrids that look exactly like a Model Y or Model 3. We're not going to get into that in this video, but Rivian's really looking pretty solid there, especially this one. If I had to pick, guys, personally, I'm not a big model, or not a, I was going to say model. I'm not a big pickup truck guy, so I would probably go with the R1S personally if I had to pick Rivian. Let me actually we have to reserve this, so let me see how much it costs to reserve it. Probably $100, $1,000. Wow. So yeah, you have to pay $1,000 to reserve this, and it looks like deliveries for new reservations are expected to begin in 2024. So $1,000, that's way more of a commitment, obviously, than $100. A lot of these other companies, Tesla, right? It was $100 to reserve whatever cars were available for reservation. Let me see if I went and bought an R1T right now. Order an R1T. How much are these running? So $1,000 due today. Let's continue that. Actually, I got to put my email in here. Let me put my email in here. Screw it. Let me do that now. On second thought, guys, I'm not gonna make this account right now. I don't feel like going through it, but let me see. Let me Google it up here. How much does an R1, what the heck is it called again? I mix these up all the time, guys. How much does an R1T cost? So it looks like here we have some used ones running for 80 grand, a 2022 Rivian R1T, right around 80 grand, 78.8 to be exact here on, CarMax. These are all a bunch of places here in Jersey. So yeah, it looks like we're running anywhere from 67.5 to roughly 87 grand. So yeah, I mean, definitely on the expensive side of things, but there's demand, clearly, and they're growing, which is why we all have to pay attention to them. And do I personally own Rivian right now, the stock? I personally do not own this stock. Could I picture myself owning it someday? I actually could, guys. And again, like I said, I've always considered Rivian one of those companies that down the road could be a beast, but right now they're just very risky. And honestly, I haven't been adding to the risky side of my portfolio that much lately. Maybe I should add a little bit, but then again, Rivian stock, like I said, over the past month is up 80%. That's insane. Past 5 days, up like what, 55%. So let's at least that's what I'm personally doing. Let's see if it cools off. I'm gonna see if it pulls back. Maybe that would open up for an entry point. So Rivian right now, guys, market cap is $23 billion. So it was at what, 11 billion like last week. So let's be a little bit patient here, guys. And when it comes to their stats, let's pull up some numbers or ratios, whatever you want to call them. Let's see price to sales. What's that looking like? 10, of course, it's going to be high considering that they're, a newer company. They're growing. So price to sales is 10, and that's actually come down a lot over the past, year or two. We can see back in, 2022, at one point it was at 60, the price of sales. Actually, you guys can't even see it. Let me raise, there we go. 68 or a 58 rather price of sales. Then before that, it was 155. So that's come down a good amount, which is a good sign, but arguably still too high at a 10, especially for talking to a value investor. It's way too high. And a value investor, guys, to get this out of the way, they wouldn't even look at Rivian stock to begin with. And a big risk with Rivian, of course, is they're burning a lot of cash. Obviously, they're nowhere near profitable. And sure, their revenues are growing. They're starting to ramp up now. Deliveries are spiking up, but they are burning a lot of cash. If I pull up the balance sheet here, guys, let me actually pull up their total assets and current assets. We'll see what their cash is looking like. I mean, yeah, look at this, guys. They had $18 billion of cash equivalents, and short-term investments, it looks like. That was as of 12/31/2021, and a year later, they burned roughly $7 billion of that cash. I mean, look at that, guys. The cash equivalent, short-term investments, that dropped by $7 billion. So they're that position got way weaker over from 2021 to 2022. You guys can see again, it dropped by that's the wrong line, $7 billion. Boom. And let me actually see what their current assets, or the current ratio is, current assets over current liabilities. Current liabilities are roughly $2.5 billion, and their current assets are $13 billion. Wow. So that's a very, they actually have a pretty decent balance sheet just looking at that. Current ratio is well above like a 3 or whatever the heck that is, 4, even 5. I mean, I don't know. Very strong there. Current ratio wise on Rivian, pretty much, guys, if they really wanted to, they could take some of their cash equivalents and short-term investments and erase all of the, debt, current liabilities that are due within the next 12 months, right? They could do that if they wanted to. Will they do that? No, probably not. I mean, why would they? They need as much cash on hand as possible, and they'll pay down their debts kind of as the year goes on for current liabilities. But yeah, I mean, look, that's kind of a quick rundown here on Rivian, what's going on, why the stock is moving. And like I said, let's wrap it up here, guys. It is very overbought in the short term, so I'm personally avoiding it in the short term. But if we see any sign of a substantial pullback, which I believe will happen, knowing Rivian, looking at the stock over the past year or two, ever since it IPO'd, this stock is very freaking volatile. I mean, look, it got to 180 back in November of 2021. That was pretty much the peak of the bubble. It was over there. When Rivian IPO'd, it pretty much ended at that point, pretty much, a month or two after that. And I made a video then saying Rivian was a complete bubble, because at that point, they had nowhere near the numbers that they have right now. Let's get that straight. And the market cap, I think it was $100 billion. I swear to God, guys, it was $100 billion or more maybe at that point, which was just ridiculous. And now they're starting to ramp up. They're doing well, fundamentally speaking, and the stock's starting to come back up. But again, let's see a pullback. At least that's what I'm looking for before I do potentially enter. And maybe if it pulls down to $20, I'd consider it. But I kind of want it more in the 15 to 20 range. I think that'd be a good spot. 17, 18, 19. We'll see. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And if you have not gotten your free money yet for Moomoo, what the heck are you waiting for, guys? All you have to do is use that link down below, or just go to stocksurfast.com/Moomoo. Open up your account, fund it with at least $100. You get 5 stocks, each up to $2,000 right off the bat, and fund your account at least $1,000. You get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks. And listen to this, guys. Fund it with at least $5,000 on top of those 15 stocks. You also get another free share of either Tesla stock or Google, guaranteed, which, guys, that part of the promo is limited time. The clock's ticking, so use that link down below, or go to stocksurfast.com/Moomoo. And of course, that is an affiliate link. It helps out the channel. It's a win-win here, guys. I appreciate you all as always. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you later.